I was lying face down on a massage table, soft music playing, when I heard my mother's voice in the hallway outside. Just so you know, she's a very tense person, always has been, very high-strung and anxious. My massage therapist, Lauren, had just stepped out to get more oil. She came back in looking uncomfortable. "Was that your mother?" she whispered. "Yes," I said into the face cradle, my voice muffled. "I'm so sorry." She said, "You're tense?" Apparently. I had come to this spa to relax, to escape stress, to have one peaceful hour to myself. Instead, my mother had followed me here, cornered my massage therapist, and diagnosed me with being a tense person before I could even get through half the massage. What I discovered after that massage would explain why my mother was so obsessed with my stress levels, and why she'd do anything to control them. Stay with me, because this story is about the moment you realize your parents' anxiety isn't about protecting you, it's about controlling you. Before we continue, if you've ever had a parent project their issues onto you, hit that subscribe button right now. Your support means everything to me. And comment below, has a family member ever embarrassed you while you were trying to take care of yourself? Let's talk about it. Now, back to my story. Let me explain how this nightmare started. My name is Olivia Martinez. I'm 30 years old, and I work as a high school English teacher. It's a stressful job, but I love it. To manage my stress, I go to a spa once a month for a massage. It's my one luxury, my 1 hour of complete relaxation. I always book with Lauren, a massage therapist who's incredible at her job. We have a routine. I arrive, change into a robe, lie down on the table, and she works magic on my tense muscles. No talking, just peaceful music and expert hands releasing all my tension. I'd been doing this for 2 years. My parents didn't know about it because, honestly, it was none of their business. But last week, my mother went through my credit card statement. Yes, you read that right. She went through my credit card statement. I'm 30 years old, living on my own, paying my own bills. But my mother somehow got access to my statements and decided to investigate my spending. She called me the night before my scheduled massage. "Olivia, why are you spending $120 a month at Serenity Day Spa?" I was grading papers at my kitchen table. "Because I get massages there. Why are you looking at my credit card statements?" "I'm on your account as an authorized user, remember?" I did remember. She'd insisted on being added to my account when I was 23 in case of emergencies. I'd meant to remove her years ago, but never got around to it. That doesn't give you permission to track my spending. I'm not tracking your spending. I'm concerned about your financial health. $120 a month on massages? That's nearly $1,500 a year. That's wasteful. It's self-care, Mom, not wasteful. Self-care? Olivia, you're a teacher. You don't make enough money to be throwing away $120 a month on massages. I make $58,000 a year. I can afford a monthly massage. But you could be saving that money, investing it, building your future. I am building my future by taking care of my mental and physical health. There are cheaper ways to relax. You could take a bath, do yoga. You don't need expensive massages. I like massages. They help me manage stress. You shouldn't be that stressed. What are you so stressed about? And there it was, the question she always asked, the question that implied my stress wasn't valid. I'm a high school teacher, Mom. I teach 150 students. I grade hundreds of papers. I deal with difficult parents and administrators. It's stressful. When I was teaching, I never needed massages to cope. My mother had been a kindergarten teacher 30 years ago, for 3 years. Then she quit to be a stay-at-home mom. Different people manage stress differently. Well, I think you're being irresponsible with money. Cancel the massage tomorrow. Save your money. No. Olivia, I'm going to my massage tomorrow, and you're going to stop looking at my credit card statements. Goodbye, Mom. I hung up. I should have known that wouldn't be the end of it. The next day, I arrived at Serenity Day Spa at 2 p.m. for my 2:15 appointment. I checked in at the front desk, changed into my robe, and was escorted to the massage room. Lauren greeted me with a warm smile. Hi, Olivia. Ready to relax? So ready. This week was brutal. I've got you. Lie down and let me take care of everything. I lay face down on the table, positioned my face in the cradle, and closed my eyes. Lauren started with my shoulders, which were tight as rocks. You're holding a lot of tension here, she said gently. I know. It's been a stressful week. She worked in silence for about 10 minutes. Then she said, I need to grab more oil. Be right back. She stepped out of the room. I heard her footsteps in the hallway. Then I heard another voice, my mother's voice. Excuse me, are you Olivia's massage therapist? My eyes flew open. No. Yes, I'm Lauren. Can I help you? Lauren sounded confused. I'm Olivia's mother. I just wanted to give you some background on her before you continue. She's a very tense person, always has been, very high-strung and anxious. She carries all her stress in her shoulders and neck. I wanted to die, right there on the massage table. Oh, Lauren said, clearly uncomfortable. Thank you for letting me know, but I can usually assess. She also doesn't like too much pressure. She'll say she does, but she really doesn't. Go easy on her. She bruises easily. I appreciate the input, but Olivia and I have been working together for 2 years. I know her preferences. Just be gentle. She's very sensitive, physically and emotionally, and make sure the music isn't too loud. She gets headaches. There was a pause. Then Lauren said firmly, I need to get back to my client now, but thank you for your concern. Lauren came back into the room. She looked at me, and I looked at her through the face cradle. Our eyes met. Was that your mother? She whispered. Yes, I said, mortified. I'm so sorry. She said you're tense? Apparently. Olivia, you know I know your preferences, right? We've been working together for 2 years. I know. She's just controlling. Lauren took a deep breath. Okay, let's try to get back to relaxing. But just so you know, there's a woman in the waiting area who looks like she's planning to wait for you. Of course she was. I couldn't relax after that. My mind was racing. My shoulders tensed back up. Lauren did her best, but the magic was gone. When the massage ended, I thanked Lauren profusely and apologized again. It's not your fault, she said kindly. But Olivia, you might want to talk to your mother about boundaries. I know. I will. I got dressed and walked out to the waiting area. My mother was sitting there, reading a magazine like this was completely normal. Mom, what are you doing here? She looked up and smiled. I wanted to see this place you're spending so much money at. It's nice. Very relaxing atmosphere. You followed me here? I didn't follow you. I knew you had an appointment at 2:15. You told me yesterday. I didn't tell you the time. You must have looked at my calendar. She waved her hand dismissively. Details. How was your massage? It was fine until you showed up and told my massage therapist I'm a tense, high-strung, anxious person. I was just giving her helpful information. She doesn't need information. She's been my massage therapist for 2 years. She knows me. People in the waiting area were staring. I lowered my voice. We need to talk. Outside. We walked out to the parking lot. I turned to face my mother. Why did you come here? I told you. I wanted to see where you're spending your money. That's not the real reason. Tell me the truth. She looked away. I'm worried about you. Worried about what? About your stress levels. You're so tense all the time, so anxious, so overwhelmed. I'm a high school teacher. Of course I'm stressed sometimes. That's why I get massages. But you shouldn't need massages. You should be able to manage stress on your own. Why? Why do I need to manage stress the way you think I should? Because excessive stress isn't healthy. It leads to health problems. I'm trying to protect you. Protect me from what? Self-care? Protect you from becoming dependent on outside things to cope. Massages, therapy, medication, it's all a crutch. And there it was. The real issue. Mom, are you talking about my therapy? She looked defensive. I didn't say anything about therapy. You just did. You listed therapy as a crutch. I just think you rely on therapy too much. I go twice a month. That's not too much. You've been going for 3 years. If therapy was working, you wouldn't need it anymore. I took a deep breath. That's not how therapy works. It's ongoing maintenance, like going to the dentist or the doctor. I've never needed therapy. Maybe you should consider it. Her face went red. What's that supposed to mean? It means you're at my spa, ambushing my massage therapist, because you can't stand that I take care of myself in ways you don't approve of. I'm here because I care about you. No, you're here because you need to control me, and when you can't control me, you follow me and interfere. That's not true. Mom, when was the last time you let me make a decision without questioning it? She was quiet. Last week I told you I was buying a new couch. You told me I was being frivolous. Last month I said I was going on a weekend trip with friends. You said I was being irresponsible. Yesterday I told you I was getting a massage. You told me I was wasting money. Do you see the pattern? I'm just trying to help. You're not helping, you're criticizing, and I'm done accepting it. My mother's eyes filled with tears. I don't criticize you. I love you. You can love me and still be toxic. Love doesn't excuse controlling behavior. Controlling? I'm not controlling. Mom, you went through my credit card statements without permission. You showed up at my massage appointment uninvited. You gave my massage therapist unsolicited information about me. That's controlling. She wiped her eyes. I'm your mother. I'm supposed to be involved in your life. Involved, yes. Controlling, no. There's a difference. We stood in the parking lot for a few minutes in silence. Then my mother said something that changed everything. I don't want you to end up like me. I looked at her. What? I don't want you to end up like me, stressed, anxious, unable to cope. Mom, what are you talking about? She sat down on a bench near the parking lot. I sat next to her. When I was your age, I was a mess, she said quietly. I was teaching, trying to manage a household, raising you and your brother, and I was so stressed, so overwhelmed, but I didn't know how to ask for help. Why didn't you? Because I was raised to handle everything on my own, to be strong, to not need anyone. So I just kept pushing through, even when I was falling apart. What happened? I had a breakdown. I was 32, I was at school, teaching kindergarten, and I just collapsed. They took me to the hospital. The doctor said it was a panic attack brought on by extreme stress. I stared at her. I didn't know that. I never told you. I was ashamed. After that, I quit teaching. I stayed home with you kids, and I promised myself I'd never let stress control me like that again. So you just stopped dealing with it? I learned to suppress it, to push it down, to pretend everything was fine. Mom, that's not healthy. I know. But it's what I learned to do, and when I see you stressed, I panic. I see myself at 32 collapsing in a classroom, and I don't want that for you. I felt tears in my eyes. So that's why you're so obsessed with my stress levels. Yes, I'm not trying to control you. I'm trying to protect you from what happened to me. But Mom, I'm not you. I handle stress differently. I go to therapy. I get massages. I talk to friends. I have healthy coping mechanisms. I know. And intellectually, I know that's good. But emotionally, I see you stressed and I panic. So what do we do? She looked at me. I need to trust you. And you need to set boundaries. I'm trying to set boundaries, but you keep crossing them. I know, and I'm sorry. I didn't realize how controlling I've been. We sat in silence for a moment. Then I said, Mom, I think you should go to therapy. She flinched. I don't need therapy. You just told me you had a breakdown at 32 and learned to suppress all your stress instead of dealing with it. That sounds like something therapy could help with. I'm fine. Are you? Because you're tracking my spending, showing up at my appointments, and projecting your trauma onto me. That doesn't sound fine. She looked down at her hands. I'm scared. Of what? Of what I'll find if I start unpacking everything. What if it's too much? What if I can't handle it? Then your therapist will help you handle it. That's what they're trained to do. You really think I should go? I think it would help. Not just you, but our relationship too. She nodded slowly. Okay, I'll think about it. Thank you. Over the next few days, I thought a lot about that conversation. My mother's breakdown, her suppressed stress, her projection onto me. It explained so much, but it didn't excuse the boundary violations. I called her a week later. "Mom, we need to finish the conversation we started at the spa." "Okay, do you want to come over?" "No, I want to talk on the phone. I've been thinking about boundaries." "All right." I took a deep breath. "First, you need to remove yourself as an authorized user on my credit card. You don't have permission to view my spending anymore." "But what if there's an emergency? Then I'll call you. But tracking my spending isn't okay." Silence. Then, "Okay, I'll call the bank tomorrow." "Second, you can't show up at my appointments anymore. Not the spa, not the dentist, not anywhere. If you want to see me, you ask first." "What if I'm just in the area?" "Then you text and ask if I'm free. You don't just show up." "Fine." "Third, you can't give information about me to my service providers. My massage therapist, my doctor, my dentist. They don't need your input. I'm an adult. I can communicate my own needs." "I was just trying to help." "I know. But it's not helpful. It's infantilizing. I'm 30 years old. I can handle my own appointments." "Okay, I understand." And fourth, you need to stop commenting on my stress levels. How I manage stress is my business. If I want your advice, I'll ask for it. But if I see you struggling, then you can say, "I'm here if you need me." That's it. No lectures about how I should handle things. No projecting your anxiety onto me. She was quiet for a long moment. "You're right. I've been doing that. Projecting. I know, and I understand why, but it's not fair to me. I'm sorry, Olivia. I really am. I didn't realize how much I was interfering. I know you didn't, but now you do, so things need to change. They will, I promise. And Mom, are you going to look into therapy?" Another pause. "Yes, I made an appointment for next week." I felt relief wash over me. "I'm proud of you." "It's scary, but you're right. I need to deal with my stuff instead of projecting it onto you." "Thank you." We talked for a few more minutes, then hung up. I felt lighter, freer. For the first time in my life, I'd set real boundaries with my mother, and she'd actually agreed to respect them. Of course, change isn't instant. My mother slipped up a few times over the next month. 2 weeks after our conversation, she called me while I was at work. "Hi, honey. Are you free for dinner tonight?" "I can't tonight. I have plans." "What plans?" "Just plans, Mom." "Are you seeing someone? Are you dating?" "Mom, that's not your business." "I'm your mother. Of course it's my business." "No, it's not. My dating life is private." "But I want to know what's going on in your life." "Then I'll tell you what I want to tell you. But I don't owe you a detailed account of my schedule." She was quiet. Then, "You're right. I'm sorry. Old habits." "I know. Just try to catch yourself." "I will." A few weeks later, I was at the grocery store when I ran into my mother. Literally ran into her, in the same aisle. "Mom, what are you doing here? You live on the other side of town." She looked guilty. "I was just in the area." "Mom, this is my grocery store, the one near my apartment. That's a 30-minute drive from your house." "I know, but were you checking up on me?" "No, I wanted to see you, and I knew you grocery shop on Saturdays." "So you drove 30 minutes to accidentally run into me?" She looked down. "When you say it like that, it sounds bad." "Because it is bad. This is exactly what I asked you not to do." "I'm sorry, I just miss you. We used to see each other all the time." "We see each other every Sunday for dinner, plus phone calls during the week. That's plenty." "But we used to be so close. We're still close, Mom. But close doesn't mean constant access. I need space." Her eyes filled with tears. "I'm trying. I really am. But it's hard." I softened. "I know it's hard, but you have to keep trying. For both of us." "I will. I promise." She left the grocery store. I finished my shopping, feeling exhausted. But something had shifted. She was actually acknowledging when she crossed boundaries. She was apologizing. She was trying. It wasn't perfect, but it was progress. 3 months after the spa incident, my mother and I met for coffee. She looked different, calmer, more relaxed. "How's therapy going?" I asked. "It's hard, but good. We've been talking about my breakdown, about my stress, about why I project onto you." "What have you learned?" "That I've been living with untreated anxiety for 30 years. After my breakdown, I never dealt with the root cause. I just learned to suppress everything." "That must have been exhausting." "It was. And when I saw you experiencing normal stress, I panicked. Because I thought stress always leads to collapse. But my therapist explained that's not true. Stress is normal. It's how you handle it that matters." "Exactly. And you handle it well, Olivia. You go to therapy, you get massages, you talk to friends, you have healthy outlets. I didn't have any of that." "You can have them now." She smiled. "I'm learning. My therapist has me doing meditation, and I joined a yoga class." "That's wonderful, Mom." "And I realized something. I've been trying to prevent you from experiencing stress because I couldn't handle my own. But that's not fair to you. You're allowed to be stressed, you're allowed to struggle, and you're allowed to handle it your way." I felt tears prick my eyes. "Thank you for saying that. I'm sorry for all the ways I've tried to control you. The credit card, the spa, the constant questions. I see now how invasive it all was." "I appreciate the apology. And I want you to know, I removed myself from your credit card account, and I deleted the app that showed your location." "You were tracking my location?" She looked embarrassed. "For emergencies, but I checked it constantly. It was unhealthy." "Mom." "I know. I'm working on it. I promise." We talked for another hour, about her therapy, about my teaching, about life. It was the most honest conversation we'd had in years, maybe ever. As we were leaving, she hugged me. "I love you, Olivia, and I'm proud of you, for setting boundaries, for taking care of yourself, for being braver than I was at your age." "I love you too, Mom." It's been 6 months since the massage incident. My relationship with my mother is healthier than it's ever been. She respects my boundaries. She doesn't show up uninvited. She doesn't track my spending or my location. She still worries about me. That's probably never going to change. But now, when she's worried, she says, "I'm feeling anxious about you. Can we talk?" And I say yes. And we talk, like adults. I still go to Serenity Day Spa once a month. Lauren and I laugh about the incident now. "Your mom seems better," she said at my last appointment. "She is. She's in therapy, working on herself." "That's good. You deserve to relax without interference." "Yes, I do." I lie on that massage table now and actually relax. No more waiting for my mother to burst in. No more tension about being ambushed. Just peace, just calm, just me, taking care of myself. My mother texted me last week. "I'm proud of you for prioritizing self-care. Enjoy your massage tomorrow. Love you." I cried when I read it, because that's all I'd ever wanted, for her to support my choices instead of questioning them. Being called a tense person by my mother in front of my massage therapist was humiliating, but it was also the catalyst for change. It forced us to have hard conversations. It pushed my mother into therapy. It taught both of us about boundaries and respect. I'm still a teacher, still stressed sometimes, still getting monthly massages. But now I can relax, truly relax, without my mother's voice in my head telling me I'm doing it wrong. And that's worth more than any massage could ever cost. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Your support truly means the world to me. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. I love reading every single one of them. Each comment inspires me to keep creating stories for you. See you next time.